Thank you. Um, I'm very, very lucky. I own a business. I have hired great people. I have fun while I'm there. I come home to a great wife and a great family, a nice house. I have activities that I have passion for with my music. And during the week, I'm fine. You know, I usually go to bed at 12, 1, 2 o'clock because I have so much going on that I want to do. I just have that activity. But come Saturday and Sunday, when I finally let down, I feel sometimes like a heat-seeking missile without a target, if that makes sense. And there were times before when I've gone on spiritual retreats that were silent retreats, where there was such a beauty in it. It was such a dynamic silence and such a period of enlightenment and communication that I sometimes wonder, you know, is something wrong, you know, on the weekends when yeah, I'll play my guitar, I'll read or go to the gym or spend time with my wife, but it seems like then there's not quite enough. And I know that in my heart of hearts that I should be able to be satisfied, period, wherever I am, and I shouldn't just have to have activities always to make me happy either.
Well, what you are describing is the difference between what it feels like to have been in step one where you've been asking, in step one where the universe is responding to what you're asking for, and then deliberately in activity that keep you in a place of step three. Now, what we're saying to you is it's easier for you to focus during your, what you would call your work week, because you are accustomed to focusing, than it is for you to focus during your weekend. In other words, we would say you feel more control of your personal life while you are working than you do on the weekend. And it may be because in your work week, you feel like you're in charge and your decisions, while there are many people making decisions, you feel like you have control of your decisions, while on the weekend you feel more cooperative and therefore less in control of your decisions. What we're really saying is the nature of your week is more focused than the nature of your weekend. And
yes,
when you are accustomed to revving the energy as fast as you are revving the energy, if you are not flowing it specifically, then it sort of backs up on you, and that's where you get the description of this heat-seeking missile. In other words, you've got all of this energy and you don't know what to do with it. And so what we are suggesting is some pre-paving about the weekend. Jerry and Esther have been away from home for 5 months in the monster bus, and they've been having a very wonderful time. And now as their thoughts are turning toward home, they're thinking about the building projects, and they're thinking about the gardening projects, and they're thinking about the new grandbaby experience, and they're thinking about their interaction with the office and with Tracy, their daughter. And for Esther, at least, it's beginning to sort of all pile up on her because she's found the balance and the rhythm of her thoughts on the road, while she has not yet found the balance and the rhythm of her thoughts while she's back in San Antonio. And it's the same sort of thing. Wild horses could not keep her from going there, and yet she's feeling some resistance about going there because from past experiences she knows that things don't flow as well in terms of the way she personally feels when she is there as when she is on the road. And it is almost the same sort of thing. So what we're encouraging both of you to do is to make some decisions about what the weekend will hold. Do some pre-paving about what you're going to do, but more importantly, start with how do I want to feel? So let's say that it's Friday night, the weekend is about to begin, and you are starting to feel that normal apprehension about it. Because
not on Friday night. Friday night's great. It's Saturday.
When you first awaken?
Yeah, well, after probably mid-morning or what, we'll have our breakfast or whatever. By about midday, it's like, okay, I've relaxed now. I want to do something. Either go to the gym or read or guitar or whatever, and it's just...
Well, what we are suggesting is that on Friday night, before the resistance has developed into something that you can feel, make a decision about how you want to feel tomorrow. And so if you're feeling particularly enlivened on Friday night, say to yourself, reaching for the path of least resistance. I want to feel this way tomorrow about this time. What could we direct our energy toward that will make me feel as good tomorrow as I'm feeling today? And choose something in your mind. Now, it may be that you choose something that your mate won't even agree with, but that doesn't matter, because right now you're choosing something that causes the energy to still begin to flow. So then you get home and you're interacting with your partner and you say something like, what do you think about tomorrow if we do such and such? Now, this feels a little forced and a little strange, because right now you can't even really think of anything that you might want to do, and you might meet with some resistance from her because she might have some other ideas. So then you reach for a path of least resistance in your own mind. In other words, you're not actually yet having this conversation with her, you're just thinking about having this conversation with her, and it's sort of bogged down already, so already you're looking for a path of less resistance. So then you say in your own mind's eye, well, honey, what can we do today to make today what did you have in mind for this day? How can we make this day feel fulfilling and satisfying and really productive? And see what she has to say. Now, she might say something in your mind's eye. In other words, you would have a pretty good idea of what she might say. What might she say?
She would probably want to go to a place where they have landscaping, or a place where they have a pottery store or something.
Because she's got all this pent-up energy. In other words, she's got all this thing that she's been thinking about. And now this is her crack of least resistance. This is a time when she can get you in on it, because she knows when you turn your attention to something, things happen. And if you don't turn your attention toward it, things don't tend to happen. So she's sort of all revved up, but you're not quite on the same page in all of this. And so in your mind's eye, she's thinking about that. And what's your emotional response to that? Does that sound like something you want to do, or do you not have any momentum already pointed toward that?
We were talking about that during lunch, and usually on the weekends, it's like I have been in charge so much, it's kind of nice to sit back and let her say this is what we want to do, and I flow with it,
that all
and that's
sounds
fine.
Nice, but it's not working out very well for you. In other words, you're saying to us, I'm accustomed to directing energy, and I don't mean that I'm wanting to boss my wife around, but I am accustomed to directing energy, and when I just lay back and don't direct any energy, she can feel it. She can feel that you get sort of lackadaisical, you get pent up. She can't direct your energy for you, and so what we're suggesting is you got to find a way, whether it's involved with her or whether it's on your own, whether it's something the two of you do together or whether it's something that you do on your own, to keep the momentum going from Friday to Saturday to Sunday. And the way you keep the momentum going is by in advance pre-paving, and you don't even have to pre-pave the specifics of it, you just have to pre-pave the energy ambiance of it. In other words, I'm going to relax and I'm going to feel great relaxing, and while I'm relaxing, good ideas are going to flow. And I'm going to be supportive of my dear mate's projects. I'm going to help her do whatever she wants to do. I'm going to put my 2 cents worth in, which might be the very 2 cents worth that she's been looking for. And it's going to feel satisfying in the process of it. But you're wanting to keep the momentum from dying from one to the next, you see. Pre-paving is a powerful tool. You'll understand this because you've been a goal setter for a very long time. It's like coming to the end of a goal and not having another one already in place. So there's the lag time where it's so much more satisfying to have the next one well out there before the last one's even achieved, so that there's no loss in momentum. Right. And you're experiencing some mini losses in some mini momentums from these absence of these mini goals, so to speak.
Right. That's right. Good.